Sun, the greatest of Earth. I spent my college years working as a valet at a nice hotel in Los Angeles. One frequent guest was a technology executive. He was a genius, having designed and patented a key component in Wi-Fi routers in his 20s. He had started and sold several companies. He was widely successful. He also had a relationship with money I had described as a mix of insecurity and childish stupidity. He carried a stack of $100 bills several inches thick. He showed it to everyone who wanted to see it and many who did not. He bragged only and loudly about his wealth, often while drunk and always approps of nothing. One day he handed one of my colleagues several $1,000s of cash and said, "Go to the jewelry store down the street and get a few $1,000 gold coins." One day he handed one of my colleagues several $1,000s of cash and said, "Go to the jewelry store down the street and get me a few $1,000 gold coins." An hour later, gold coins in hand, the tech executive and his bodies gathered around by a dock overlooking the Pacific Ocean. They then proceeded to throw the coins into the sea, skipping them like rocks, cackling as they argued whose went fastest just for fun. Days later, he shattered a lamp in the hotel's restaurant. A manager told him it was a $500 lamp and had to replace it. "You want $500? The executive asked incredulously while pulling a brick of cash from his pocket and handing to the manager. "Here is $5,000. Now get out of my face and don't ever insult me like that again." You may wonder how long this behavior could last, and the answer was not long. I learned years later that he went broke. The premise of this book is that doing well with money has a little to do with how smart you are and a lot to do with how you behave. And behavior is hard to teach even to really smart people. A genius who loses control to their conscious emotion can be a financial disaster. The opposite is also true. Ordinary folks with no financial education can be wealthy if they have a handful of behavioral skills that have nothing to do with formal measures of intelligence. My favorite Wikipedia entry begins: Ronald James Reed was an American philanthropist, investor, janitor, and gas station attendant. Ronald Reed was born in rural Vermont. He was the first person in his family to graduate high school, made all the more impressive by the fact that he hiked to campus each day. For those who knew Ronald Reed, there was not much else worth mentioning. His life was about as low-key as they came. Reed fixed cars at a gas station for 25 years and swept floors at Jeppany for 17 years. He bought a two-bedroom house for $12,000 at age 38 and lived there for the rest of his life. He was widowed at age 50 and never married. A friend recalled that his main hobby was chopping firewood. Reed died in 2014, aged 92, which is when his humble rural janitor made international headlines. 28 lakh 13,503 Americans died in 2014. Fewer than 4,000 of them had a net worth of over 8 million when they passed away. Ronald Reid was one of them. In his will, the former senator left $2 million to his stepkids and more than $6 million to his local hospital and library. Those who knew Reid were baffled. Where did he get all that money? It turned out there was no secret. There was no lottery win and no inheritance. Reid saved what little he could and invested in a blue chip stock. Then he waited or decades on end as tiny saving compounded into more than $8 million. That is it, from janitor to philanthropist. A few months before Nolan Reid died, another man named Richard was in the news. Richard Fuscon was everything Nolan Reid was not. A Harvard-educated Merrill Lynch executive with an MBA. Fuscon had a such successful career in finance that he retired in his 40s to become a philanthropist. Former Merrill CEO David Komansky praised Fuscon's business savvy, leadership skills, sound judgment, and personal integrity. Crane's Business magazine once included him in a 40 under 40 list of successful business people. But then, like the gold coin skipping its executive, everything fell apart. In the mid-2000s, Fuscon borrowed heavily to expand an 18,000 square foot home in Greenwich, Connecticut that had 11 bathrooms, 2 elevators, 2 pools, 7 garages, and cost more than $90,000 a month to maintain. Then the 2008 financial crisis hit. The crisis hurt virtually everyone's finances. It apparently turned Fuscon into dust. High debt and liquid assets left him bankrupt. I currently have no income, he allegedly told a bankruptcy judge in 2008. First, his Palm Beach house was foreclosed in 2014. It was the Greenwich Mansions Fund. In 2014, it was the Greenwich Mansions' turn. 5 months before Ronald Reid left his fortune to charity, Richard Fuscon's home, where guests recalled the thrill of dining and dancing atop a see-through covering on the home's indoor swimming pool, was sold in a foreclosure auction